arms outstretched, just a little further. You groaned in pain as your body toppled onto the floor. Damn it. You were so close this time. For the past hour, your goal had been to reach the pasta on the top shelf. It shouldn't have been there in the first place, but you had a tendency to shovel it into your mouth almost instantly. Your roommate finally had enough of you hogging all of the pasta and thus kept it there, out of reach from your greedy hands. But you needed the pasta. It was for more than just you this time. You had bought it earlier today because you wanted to do something nice for Mirio. He was always so kind and ready to support you no matter what. Honestly, you felt blessed being with someone as bright as him. So you planned to have a movie night watching a new comedy that Mirio had been talking about along with a ramen dish for dinner. While you had the movie queued and ready, this night would be impossible if you couldn't get the pasta.
Oh man, why do I have to be so short?
You whined to yourself, standing up to grab at the pasta again. New strategy in hand, you began lifting yourself onto the counter. This was embarrassing. You felt like some sort of gremlin trying to grab a crown off someone's head. But gremlin or otherwise, mountain climbing your way to the pasta had brought you closer than your previous attempts. Both of your feet were officially planted on the counter, and you lifted your arms out to the box, but you were still just out of reach. Growling, you began searching for some type of box to stand on. There was a cardboard box from the last time you had installed furniture. It looked big enough to fit on the counter and still hold your weight.
It's better than nothing,
you sighed. Once the box was placed, you got back up onto the counter. Gingerly, you placed your feet onto the box. So far, so good. You giggled to yourself. It was supporting your weight, even as you moved to your target. But just as you were about to reach the box of delicious golden strands, the cardboard suddenly cracked. The sudden force unstabilizing you, you began tipping backwards, and the box slipped out from under your feet. Letting out an extremely loud curse, you accepted your fall. If you didn't crack your head against the table, you were going to murder your roommate. However, your back did not slam into cold tile. Instead, it was a pair of strong arms.
Whoa there, sunshine! You might want to watch your language.
You knew that laugh. Tilting your head, you saw the bright and shining face of Mirio.
Mirio? How did you get in here? I'm grateful, but the door was locked and...
You trailed off when you noticed his lack of a shirt, which meant there was a pile of men's clothing outside of your door, giving your neighbors all kinds of speculations. Groaning, you tumbled out of his arms and raced to the door, scooping up his clothes before anyone else could see them. He simply laughed at your flustered state as you wandered back into the kitchen to hand him his clothes.
You should see your face. It's so adorable,
he exclaimed, going over and smushing your cheeks. You groaned more.
Take your clothes, you lovable jerk. That just gave me a heart attack,
you told him, shoving his clothes into his hands. While you started to be comfortable with his lack of caring about his nudity, it still surprised you sometimes. He apologized with a smile as he got dressed again.
There! Good as new.
Grinning, you kissed his cheek.
Thank you, and thanks for catching me back there. I doubt it would have ended well if you hadn't.
You chuckled. He shook his head like it was no big deal and made his way over to the counter.
What exactly made you pull such a stunt?
He asked, and embarrassment washed over you as you made your way to where he was standing. You explained your debacle to Mirio about how you planned tonight and then your traitorous roommate hiding the pasta. Noticing his puffed out cheeks, You realize he was trying not to laugh at you, making you pout.
Don't you dare laugh at me and my height struggles, Mr. Giant,
you accused and poked his chest. He ended up laughing anyways, and you could only sigh.
Oh, whatever. Can you at least pick me up so I can reach it this time?
You asked him, and he nodded. Without hesitation, the energetic boy gripped your waist and lifted your body up so you could reach the top shelf. Mirio lifting you up provided a lot more height than anything else, and you managed to grab the pasta box with ease, and you cheered in victory. Fortunately, the rest of the night went off without a hitch. Together, you and Mirio made the ramen dish you were preparing, ate, and laughed at the movie while snuggled into each other. It was a nice night in for you two, but as the movie was rolling its credits, you noticed the thoughtful expression on Mirio's face.
What's going on in that head of yours?
You asked, nudging him gently. He snapped out of it and pulled you closer to him.
Nothing much,
he said with a grin.
But I was thinking how tiny you are compared to me, and how much I absolutely adore it.
The blonde finished as he rested his head over yours. Your face softened at the words and you cuddled into him more.
I guess it is kind of cute. But if you grow any more, I'll need a jetpack just to kiss you.
Well, that could probably be arranged.
Mirio, don't you dare.